7 signs. Women see you as weak and how to fix them. Did you know that women can instinctively pick up on subtle behaviors that signal weakness? Psychology shows that these unnoticed cues shape how they perceive you, often influencing their level of respect and attraction. Many men unknowingly exhibit these signs, thinking they are being considerate or accommodated in, when in reality they are eroding their own presence in this video. We'll uncover 7 signs that make women see you as weak and, most importantly, how you can fix them to become a more confident and desirable man. 1. You constantly seek her validation. Confidence is one of the most attractive traits a man can have, yet many men unknowingly undermine their own by constantly seeking validation from the women they're interested in. If every decision you make hinges on her approval, whether it's what to wear, where to eat, or how to act, you are sending the message that you lack self-assurance while asking for input is normal. Excessive reliance on her opinions can make you seem uncertain and insecure. Imagine this: you're out on a date, and instead of choosing what you want to lesson 1, eat, you ask her, "Do you think I should get the pasta or the steak?" While it might seem like an innocent question, constantly deferring to her for small decisions can be a major red flag. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a clear sense of self. If you always look to her for reassurance, she may start to feel like she's leading the relationship, which can diminish her attraction to you over time. The key to overcoming this habit is to trust yourself more. Make decisions confidently. Even if they are small, women respect men who know what they want and stand by their choices. Instead of always asking for approval, express your own preferences. If she disagrees, that's fine, but don't let it shake your confidence. The more you project certainty in your actions, the more respect and admiration you'll naturally command. 2. You avoid confrontation at all costs. While being agreeable and avoiding unnecessary conflicts can be a good trait, refusing to stand up for yourself when it matters is a clear sign of weakness. Women notice when a man refuses to address issues, especially when they're being disrespected. If you're the type of guy who lets things slide, even when you're clearly being treated unfairly, it signals that you lack backbone, and that's not attractive. Picture this: you've spent less than 2 hours planning the perfect date, only for her to spend the entire time scrolling through her phone instead of expressing your frustration. You laugh it off, or pretend it doesn't bother you, while you might think you're being easygoing. She might see you as someone who doesn't value themselves enough to demand respect. Women admire men who set boundaries. If you allow mistreatment without calling it out, it diminishes the level of respect she has for you. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being aggressive or confrontational. It means calmly but firmly standing up for yourself when needed. If she does something that bothers you, address it directly, but respect her. A woman who truly respects you will respond positively to your confidence. The key to fixing this is self-respect. If something feels wrong, don't suppress it just to avoid conflict. Speak up when necessary, and don't tolerate consistent disrespect. Women don't want a man they can walk all over. They want a man who values himself and demands the same from others. 3. You overshare your insecurities too soon. Being emotionally open is great, but there's a difference between healthy vulnerability and oversharing your insecurities to the point where it becomes a burden. Women appreciate honesty, but they are not looking to become your personal therapist, especially early in the relationship. Imagine you're on a second date, and instead of getting to know each other naturally, you begin unloading all your fears and anxieties. You tell her about how you struggle with public speaking, how you dislike your job, and how you've never felt good enough in past relationships. While she may listen politely, deep down, she might start to feel overwhelmed. Women respect men who acknowledge their struggles, but are lesson 3 actively working to overcome them. If you constantly seek reassurance from her regarding your self-doubt, she may begin to see you as someone who lacks emotional resilience instead of venting all your insecurities. Focus on sharing your aspirations and growth. When you talk about challenges, frame them in a way that shows how you're working through them, rather than wallowing in them. To fix this, be mindful of when and how you share your vulnerabilities. Emotional depth is attractive when balanced with strength and self-improvement. Show her that you acknowledge your struggles but are not defined by them. This will make her admire your resilience instead of feeling like she needs to fix you. 4. You try too hard to impress her. There's a fine line between confidence and desperation, and many men unknowingly cross it when they try too hard to impress a woman. Whether it's constantly bragging about accomplishments, exaggerating stories, or overly highlight F in your successes, trying too hard can make you come across as insecure. For example, if you're on a date and you keep mentioning how much money you make, how many connections you have, or how amazing your achievements are, she's going to sense that you're overcompensating. Women appreciate success. But what's more attractive is a man who is secure enough in himself that he doesn't need to seek validation through constant self-promotion. The key is authenticity. Instead of trying to prove your worth through words, let your actions and confidence speak for themselves. Be genuine, be yourself, and trust that your value will naturally be recognized. 5. You lose emotional control during disagreements. Disagreements are natural, but if you're quick to anger, become overly defensive, or act out emotionally, she will see you as lacking self-control. Emotional stability is a key trait women look for in a man. Losing your temper over small issues signals immaturity and instability. Instead of reacting impulsively, practice emotional regulation. Take a deep breath, listen, and respond calmly. Women admire men who can handle pressure and resolve conflicts with composure rather than aggression or emotional outbursts.